I almost quit. I almost stopped. And I'm glad I didn't because I was just around the corner from a breakthrough. I was just around the corner from learning how to create some duplication within my team. Now, I needed to understand the realities because I expected that 5 people could get 5, could get 5, could get 5. That was my expectation. But that's not the reality in our world. So what I'm going to do in this course is I'm going to teach you how to build a team that duplicates. I'm going to teach you how to build a team that continues to go whether or not you're actively pushing them all the time. But know this, no matter what I'm going to teach you, you as the leader are vitally important. You say, no, I want to duplicate and you're independent from me and you move on your own. I wish that was the case. But show me a top income earner, I'll show you somebody who's been a consistent top leader with their organization. They become an emotional security blanket for the whole team. They cause people to take action that wouldn't have been taken without them. So it still requires that. But in order to really take a look at this, you need to understand the statistics. You've got to understand some numbers. And I'm going to give you some numbers that you may or may not like, but they're true. Jim Rohn taught me, you need to know your numbers. Know the game you're in. What are the statistics that work in your business? What are the things that you should expect in your business? What's the standard? What's the setup? How does this work? Okay? Out of every 100 distributors in network marketing, 70 of them are consumers. They recruit exactly 0 people. 70 out of every 100. Now, many of them join your opportunity as a distributor because it was very inexpensive and they could do that to be able to get the product less expensive. Some people do that, okay? That's very common inside of our business. But others just become consumers of the product and that's it, okay? 70 out of 100. You telling me that if I recruit 100 people, 70 of them are never going to recruit anybody? If you take a look at the law of large numbers, you might be above that average, but if your group gets big enough, that's what it's going to be. Unless the companies change the designation so they don't become a distributor until they recruit somebody, then your numbers will change. But for the entire profession right now, 70 out of 100. Second group of people are a group that we call social enrollers. These people recruit between 1 and 2 people lifetime. 1 to 2 people lifetime. They love the product. They're willing to share. But they don't really want to build. Any recruiting happens by accident. It's not really their intent. And that's fine. People find that their place. How many people have people in your group that are like that? Great. Social enrollers. Out of 100, 20 are social enrollers. Third group are what we call retailers. They recruit 3 to 5 distributors lifetime. What they do primarily is sell and service customers. The social enrollers, they use the product and they're willing to share and they'll get a few. But the retailers are people who they're just into selling and servicing customers, selling and servicing customers, selling and servicing customers, and they do that enough. Typically, they'll bring in 3 to 5 people onto their team And out of 100, 5 of them fall into the retailer category. Fourth group, what we call the recruiters. And you can come up with your own names. I just made these names up. There's not anything official about them. They recruit 6 to 9 people over the kind of lifetime. They sell and service customers. They recruit and train other salespeople. Okay? Out of every 100, it's about 3 of those are recruiters. They're going to bring in 6 to 9 people lifetime. And group number 5 are what I call the super recruiters. They bring in 10 or more lifetime. They average 27. These statistics are all big data statistics. I'm not making them up. I might round them a little bit just to make the numbers a little easy. But this is the big number statistics. They average 27. 2 out of 100 fall into that group. What I got to tell you is, in the super recruiter group, 70% of all recruits in network marketing are brought in by that group. Group number 5, super recruiter group. 70% of all the distributors recruited every day are recruited by that group. So if we change these numbers to out of 10, you've got 7 that are consumers, 2 social enrollers, 0.5 retailers, 0.3 recruiters, 0.2 super recruiters. Now, isn't this exciting? So exciting. Oh my gosh, my future is assured. This is awesome. This is the reality. These are the numbers, okay? Now, these numbers are great if you understand them. These numbers will work for you if you stop beating yourself up because you tried to get 5 who get 5 who get 5. Apply the 5 who get 5 who get 5 to that. What are the chances that your 5 will get any? You might get 1 out of 5 that duplicates a little bit, right? You might get a couple out of 10 that duplicate a little bit. You might get 3 or 4 out of 20 that duplicate a little bit, and that's okay. That's all right. Consumers are fine. Social enrollers are fine. Retailers are fine. But stop expecting that everybody's going to recruit at the same velocity of what you're doing. How many people here have recruited 0 people? Raise your hands, please. Okay? And you're here. It's awesome. How many people fall into the social enroller group at the moment? You have 1 to 2 recruits. Raise your hands, please. Okay? Fantastic. You've at least got it going, right? You're here to learn how to go faster. How many people here are in the retailer category 3 to 5 lifetime? 3 to 5 lifetime. Pretty small number. How many 6 to 9? 6 to 9. How many 10 or more? Take a look around. Take a look around. 10 or more. Just understand the reason you're here is because You did that 10 or more. The reason why you made that commitment is because you did the 10 or more. You tried to probably invite a bunch of people in the consumer, social, and enroll or retail or recruiter categories to come with you, and they just couldn't be bothered. But you're here. 10 or more. That's lifetime. Here's the cool thing. To get into the top 2% of network marketing, all you have to do is recruit 10 people. That's all you got to do. Recruit 10 people. That's just a decision. You can make that happen. Right? There's no everybody here that's recruited 10 could do a little seminar on how they brought their 10 in. Here's how I did it. Here's how I did it. Not a big mystery. Some desire, tiny bit of skill, quite a bit of effort. That's about it. Right? Maybe they had some tools to be able to do something to make something like that happen. So, here's the first thing that you need to do if you want to go to the top in our business. Accept the realities. Accept the realities. Most people in life don't start what they finish. 90% of people who get a real estate license never sell a single home. Most people who buy a book never finish the book. Many people who buy a book never start the book. Most people who start college don't finish. That's just the way it is. Most people who start don't finish. Those 10% of people who do sell a home, by selling one home, they moved into the top 10%. One single home. Now, some people in network marketing say, well, look at those numbers. Those numbers are not acceptable. I don't know. I don't mind them. Here's why. Price of entry is so low, the risk is so low, the fact of just being a consumer with these products that we offer to the world is reward enough. What did it cost to get involved? Next to nothing. They use the product. They've got a chance to be able to bring somebody in. Most of them only wanted the product anyway. They're not willing to face their fear. I'm fine. Not willing to face their fear necessary in order to be able to go out there and grow a business. Most have been trained since birth to be an employee, not to be an entrepreneur. That's okay. And we don't have salaries and benefits and hours and supervisors and all that stuff in order to be able to force you to do what you're capable of doing. We will allow you to rise or fall to whatever level you choose. And given no supervision, most people choose a pretty low level. We've been trained to respond to consequences in our life, not to be a product of our own decisions. Think about this. It started at the age of 2. Brush your teeth or else. Go to bed or else. Stop hitting your sister or else. Finish your vegetables or there's consequences. Right? And that happens in our upbringing. We've been trained to do that. And then we go into the educational system. And there are consequences built in. If you're tardy too many times, there's consequences. If you don't study for the test, there's consequences. If you act inappropriately in school, there are consequences. There are rules built in to cause a person to, and we're not taught to just, I want to be at school by 8 a.m. You have to get there before the bell rings. That's what we're taught. And then we leave the educational system and we go into the workplace. And we're taught in our training, here's when you're supposed to be at work, here's when you have breaks, here's when you have lunch, here you get to have a week off a year for vacation. Here's what's expected of you. If you don't follow through with that, what happens? Consequences. How many days can you not show up at work without an explanation before it's a problem? How many days can you be late for work without an explanation before it's a problem? Not very many. It's built in. This stuff's built in. So we're like a pinball. Ever since we were 2 years old, go over here. Bing. Nope, that was wrong. Bing. Okay, I can't go there. Bing. All right, I better show up on time. Bing. I got a tardy in school. Can't do that anymore. Bing. And we're reactionary to the influences in our life. How many people have served in the military? Anybody serve in the military? You serve in the military, sir? Oh, nice catch. So serving in the military, that's another example, right? You follow the culture or there are consequences. What if you say, wake up one morning, I think... Is that enough to get you in trouble? Just those 2 words? I think... I think if we slept for an extra 45 minutes in the morning, we'd be much more fresh throughout the day. You imagining what would have happened if you said that? That would not have gone well. No. There'd be consequences, wouldn't there? You'd learn not to say it again. So we do all this stuff, and we've been trained to respond to consequences. We've been trained to avoid pain. We've been trained to be told what to do. Here's when you need to show up. Here's what you need to do. We respond to other direction from other people, right? So now, we show up in network marketing. We arrive in network marketing. Now we work for ourselves. And we respond to that incredible freedom by taking our first day off. By changing when we get up in the morning. By lounging around. Most people are literally, when they join an entrepreneurial situation, they've been so indoctrinated, they've been so ingrained that they're literally like they've been cut adrift. They've been disconnected from the world, and they're just kind of floating around in the network. They're in network marketing, they're floating. Is there a training somewhere? Is somebody going to show up at my house and tell me what to do? This distributor kit, that's it, really? Okay, and if I don't do anything, is there any consequences? No? Oh, good, because I don't know what to do. So it's no wonder that most people just go, well, I guess it'll just be a product for me. It's okay. Very little training, very little direction, very little support. But here's what network marketing does. It provides an equal playing field for people with entrepreneurial dreams to flex those muscles, even if they're little baby muscles right now, right? It gives them an opportunity with very low risk and a lot of support, if they look for it, to be able to stretch and grow and become more than they are today in order to be able to get something that they haven't been able to achieve in their life. To be able to explore this entrepreneurial thing. You'll spend less to get involved in network marketing as a distributor than you'd spend in creating a logo for your business. Less than business cards. I mean, it's next to nothing. So the price of entry is low, price of exit's equally low. So are these realities okay? Is this okay? I think it's okay. Let them find their place. I'm looking for entrepreneurs. I'm looking for players. Guess where I look for them? Inside of the distributors that I already have. Sure, I'm going to bring them all. I'm going to I'm going to assume greatness in everybody. I'm going to assume that every single person that I'm bringing in is going to go all the way to the top. I'm going to assume it. But then I'm going to work with the willing. I'm going to work with the people who are exhibiting the behavior and the activity that successful people exhibit. The people who are willing to at least face their fear, get some training, move forward, take a step. That's what I'm going to work with. And I'm going to let everybody else be where they are. And I used to have all this anxiety. People come up to me all the time and they're just like, I feel so bad. I feel like I let my team down. I brought 10 people in and nobody did anything. And it's probably because I'm a bad upline. I used to try and say, there's no person left behind. We're bringing everybody with us. Try to drag people across the finish line. Come on, people. Found out you can't do it. You can't do it. You got to let people find their level. And once you accept the realities of these numbers, the easier your life gets. And if you understand that it's okay, that if you go through the numbers, you're going to find some greatness and you're going to find some people who are strong. You're going to find some people who make some stuff happen. Once you accept that, then things get a lot easier because most of you struggle. Most of you taking this course struggle because you haven't gotten 5, who've gotten 5, who've gotten 5, and you think there's something wrong with you because that didn't happen. True or not true? First of all, it takes more than 5. It takes more than 10. You want to go to the top? You got to bring in enough raw materials to be able to see what you got and go through it, sort through it, work with the willing. But I will tell you this. First thing about the realities, you can change the statistics that I threw out. You can change these statistics for your team. For your team. You can change these statistics if you're a powerful leader. This is if you go across the whole profession. If you're a powerful leader, you can change these numbers. Who here has recruited more than 100 people? Okay, several of you recruited 100. Keep your hands up, please. Personally recruited over 100. All right. So with your leadership and with the volume, you improve the numbers. Let me ask you, what's your name? Jennifer. If you had to kind of roughly estimate, how many of your 100 have recruited 10 or more? Oh, how many of you recruited personally?
In one company or all?
Just with the company you're with now.
40.
40. Okay. With those 40 people, break it down for me. How many have recruited 10 or more?
I'm going to say probably 5.
5 out of 40. So that's a 20% number, right? Is that right? Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. Hey, listen, man. I have a 1.8 GPA from high school.
It's exactly 40 or 20%.
All right.
20%.
20%.
All right. So you got a pretty decent group from there. And then how many have recruited 0?
Oh. There's just over 1,000 in my downline.
No. I'm just talking about the ones
0?
you personally recruited.
Personally recruited. I'm going to say about 28.
28. Yeah. 28 out of 40. And then the other 12 have done something,
Yeah.
different levels. And you have 4 or 5 that have really taken off.
Yeah.
Okay? Got it. Who else has done 100? Pass it to whoever else raises their hand. How many of you sponsored in your company?
Probably about 105.
105? Perfect. That's an easy number. And just off the top of your head, how many have fallen into the super recruiter category?
I think about 6.
About 6. Pretty good. And how many have done 0, do you think?
Probably 40 maybe.
40, 50, let's say?
Yeah.
So
Probably higher.
So just from her leadership. Now, if we do onesie, twosie here or there, when somebody comes in and makes a big commitment, they brought in 100, they'll lower this number down to 30, 40, or at least she did in that circumstance. She'll take this number from 2 to 6. right, to be able to grow what you need to grow, you can affect these numbers. But the bigger your group gets, the more this is going to look like this. You know, so it's going to be hot close to you, and farther away it goes, it's going to start to fall into these numbers. And just accepting that and realizing it, trying to move and keep the fire close to you in order to be able to do it. And we could go around the room. How many recruited 100 people or more? And how many of you realize that your numbers are better than this? Raise your hands, please. Your numbers aren't better than this? They're worse? Oh, how your system set up might be some different things with the company. All right, fine. So just know that you can change this. The bigger your team, the more it's going to look like this. Small changes make a big difference. I'm going to deal in this course with small changes that make a big difference in duplication. Okay? I'm going to give you some different points. 1, 2, 3, 4 pillars for radical duplication. 4 pillars. You ready for that?